Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be unboxing my latest purchase. This is the Campark T200 trail camera, 4K UHD. As with all my purchases, I like doing these unboxing videos in case there's somebody else out there thinking about buying the same item, just to kind of remember the things I've bought in the past and to help somebody else out there. Hopefully you're going to be able to see this okay. If you've watched my videos before, you know I'm not new to trail cameras. I've reviewed several of them. Now this is a 30 megapixel trail camera. It's also 4K, as I mentioned before. Now the trick with these 4K cameras is if you're somebody like me, I only have a 1080p display. So unfortunately, I can only record in 1080p because if I try and play it on my TV or on my computer, it will not show. So let's take a look at everything we've got. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do a quick unboxing, and then I will set up the camera and try and attach some sample images and videos, or one or the other, so you can see the quality of it. Wow, this thing is packaged pretty nice. It's got like this foam insert, big old box. So let's take a look at everything we get. Metal mounting bracket and hardware, pretty standard with most trail cameras. And then you also get the traditional cloth that you can run through the back of the camera if you'd rather have that. A couple different instruction manuals. So the cool thing about this camera is it's got a standalone solar panel that will run the camera by itself. But unlike some cameras that have the solar panel built in, you can actually detach the solar panel so that you can bring it in and charge it, and then you just put it back on the camera when you're ready to use it. So a couple different manuals, one for the camera, one for the solar panel. This is going to be a charging cord for the solar panel. So your solar panel, just like with most solar panels, you're going to have to charge it first using a wall outlet, and then you'll use this cable, the second cable, when you're ready to connect the solar panel to the trail camera. So here's the solar panel. Wow, it's cool, nice and small. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but you've got two different ports on here. You've got a DC in, you've got a DC out. So when you're wanting to charge it with the wall, you're going to plug this cord in to your DC in, get it fully charged, and then when you're ready to hook it up to the camera, you're going to plug this other cord into the DC out, and then you're going to run it to the bottom of this camera. It mounts on top. Here's your camera. Going to mount it just like so, and then you're going to run this cord to the bottom of the camera. Pretty cool stuff. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is I'm a little bit worried about squirrels getting on here and chewing this or so on and so forth. Depending on where you're at, I have issues with squirrels, so we'll see how that goes. Whereas the ones that have it built in, there's no cables that are protruding out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the solar panel off. Let's take a look at the trail camera. It's got side motion sensors, a straight motion sensor. You can turn off these side motion sensors. That's pretty common with most cameras that have the side motion sensors. This would be where you run the strap through if you're wanting to use a strap. If you're wanting to use the metal mounting bracket, it's got a, it looks like a 1/4 inch mounting plate on the bottom. There's not one on the back. Sometimes you'll have cameras that put it on the back and the bottom. This camera just has it on the bottom. Some plastic clips, nice and sturdy on the side. And then there is the camera. One of the nice things about this camera that I like is it still takes a full-size SD card. The little micro SD cards are hard for me to hold. If you did want to use AA batteries, you could put 8 AA batteries in the camera using this. Push that back in to load it. It's kind of like a magazine cartridge. You'll notice the speaker on the side. This does record audio if you want to when you're doing video. You've got this hole up here. That would be if you want to lock your camera so somebody at least is going to have to work to get it open or unattached. So I thought it might be beneficial to walk you through the setup. First thing I did want to show you is your solar panel has two different holes. you've got a DC in and you've got a DC out, and then you've got a charging indicator here. When you plug the solar panel into the wall to charge it, you're going to plug into the DC in, but when you connect your solar panel to the camera, you're going to use the connection cord here, and you're going to plug into the DC out. It's a little bit weird the way they did this here. You can't get the door open if you've got your solar panel plugged in. So what you're going to have to do is open the door, plug in your solar panel, then you've got a button over here on the left hand side that has 3 different settings: off, on, and setup. All you're going to do is move this to setup, go through and do all of your configuration, and then once you're ready to turn the camera on, you're going to move this to on, unplug the camera, close the door, plug it back in, and it'll be on and it'll remember all of your settings. So once we get into the camera, you're going to just press the menu button down here at the bottom. First thing it's doing is it's showing me whether or not I've got any images I want to review. If I press it again though, it will take me into our settings, and then it's pretty traditional as far as camera setup, just like any other cameras. You've got some buttons on the side here. You've got an up, down, left, and right button, and you can simply navigate through any of the different settings that you want to and adjust them accordingly. So for example, if I wanted to change the mode, I can simply go to it, press the OK button here, and then adjust it. Do I want photo, video, or photo and video? I'm going to leave mine set on. Actually, let's do both of them. Once I've got the value that I want, I'm just going to press OK and save it. I'm not going to go through all of the settings, but I did want to show you what all is available on this camera. So image size, I can do up to 30 megapixel or as low as 1 megapixel. I can predetermine how many photos I want taken whenever the camera gets triggered, just one, or you can do multiple photos if you wish. You can adjust your shutter speed. You can adjust the resolution for video. Again, this is a 4K camera. Now, just know that if you put it in 4K and you don't have a 4K display, you're not going to be able to view the images on a computer or TV or something like that. So I wouldn't use this setting unless you've got a 4K display. In my case, I'm going to leave it on 1080p. You can adjust your video length. You can choose whether or not you want to record audio. You can adjust your PIR level. You can adjust your PIR sensitivity, the IR LEDs. I'll just show you the values on those. You can do auto, economy, or you can turn off the LEDs completely. You can set the camera for time lapse. That would be that the camera doesn't use motion. Instead, it just takes a picture at a certain time interval every day. You can choose whether or not you want the camera to only work during certain times of day. So maybe you only want to take nighttime images. You can turn off the day and only have the camera operational at nighttime. Again, you can adjust the side PIRs. If you don't want the side PIR on, you can simply toggle this on or off. You can adjust your date and time. You can adjust the format. Do you want 24 or 12-hour format? Do you want the date stamp on? Do you want to adjust your camera name? Do you want to put a password on it? Then you can turn on or off the Bluetooth. Now, you would need that feature if you're looking to be able to use the Wi-Fi capability and do settings from your cell phone. As I mentioned before, I'm not really looking to do that. Again, you've got some different options down here for Wi-Fi. You can set a Wi-Fi password on it. You can have the Wi-Fi turn off automatically. You can turn off the beeping sound. You can adjust your language, format your SD card, reset it back to default settings, and then you can check your version or do firmware updates. Once you've got the camera set the way you want, again, you're just going to switch this to the on position. It'll turn the camera on. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that button. It'll turn the camera on. Then you're going to unplug it, close the camera, and then simply plug it back in. And your camera will boot back on. I'm not sure if you just heard that, and now your camera is operational. Let's see what kind of video and image quality we get.